alkenes and the alkynes, the priority is from the side that's closest to the double bond or the triple bonds. This is going to make this molecule very reactive because you have an electron density there. You have a double bond, which means it's got how many shared electrons? 4 electrons. So this is going to be a contact site, a reactive site. Okay? So the way that we name it, for this one it's really easy. It doesn't matter from which end that you start because it's 4. I can start 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll still be the same. Does that make sense? So we're going to name this molecule here. So the way that we do it, this one doesn't have any side chains. Does it have any branches? It doesn't have any branches, but I still look for the longest chain. So this is going to be my longest chain here. Do you agree?
Yeah.
How many there? 4. So what is going to be my ending? Butene. Okay, I have the double bond. Now how do I name it? Okay, so I have to number 1, 2, 3, 4. As I said, either way is going to give you the right answer. Now when we name it, we start off with the beginning, but, dash, and then the position of the double bond. Where do you first start to see it? On which carbon? 2. So this would be but, 2, in. Does that make sense? So the way that we name alkenes or alkynes is the same. So you number from the side that's quickest to the double bond or the triple bond. Okay, you start off with the prefix, with how many carbons, but, prop, F, or whatever it is, dash, the position of the double bond, and then end it in E. Okay? Now I'll give you another example where I've replaced the hydrogen with CH3. How would I name this? Do I have a side chain? Yes, now I do have a side chain. How do I name side chains? The same way as with alkanes, okay? You're still going to have them as the prefix. How do I name a side chain in an alkane?
2 but.
Excellent. 2 what? What's the side chain?
Methyl.
2 methyl.
Butene.
2 ene. That's it. The prefix is still going to be named the same way. It's just that the suffix now has to tell me where that double bond is going to be. Does that make sense? Now let's change it to a propane. Let's remove these and move from the propane to a propene. How many carbons does a propene have?
It has 3 carbons.
I have 3 carbons and it's a propene.
So it has a double bond.
Okay, now in case of propene, there's only one way it can be on the first carbon. Because whichever way that you look at it, you still have to number from that carbon. What are the rest of the elements around this, since it's just a hydrocarbon? Okay, how many have you used up here?
2.
So then I need how many hydrogens?
2.
So 1, 2. Okay, now this carbon?
2.
Careful. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about this carbon?
3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, name this for me. What would it be?
Pro 1.
Pro 1 ene. Okay, now if I change this to a CH3, how would I name this?
2 methyl.
2 methyl.
Prop 1 ene. 1 ene.
Prop
1 ene.
1 ene. No, propene is the name. Propyl is the side chain. Does that make sense?
On the 3rd carbon, it would be propyl.
No, propyl is when I have a side chain. The branch is 3 carbons. Okay, here I just have that carbon. Does that make sense? And the numbering is always the double bond or triple bond takes the priority over the alkyl group. Does that make sense? You always start off with whatever is more reactive. What's more reactive is the double bond, not the alkyl group. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.